Section 8 clients, do you get like a list of people?
My name is Aline, and I just recently.
Okay.
So think about your workflow. Again,
I don't know how to do it.
I know how to do it, and I'm trying to instruct other people to do better in their business, but I also have to do better in my business.
Hey everyone out there in YouTube land and YouTube and the Facebook group, Metro Detroit Off Market Real Estate Group. Hope you're all doing well. Today, first off, I want to invite anyone who wants to come on here and ask any questions on video. I'm going to include a link. Otherwise, ask your questions in the chat and we'll answer them as you go, and we'll go from there. So keep that in mind. Also, if you have, we are going to build some lists off of BatchLeads today because I do not have a guest. So I figured, why don't we build a list off of BatchLeads for wholesalers, show people how to do it, what to expect, and kind of go from there. So if you do have a criteria you're looking to if you do have a criteria you're looking to look up or anything like that, by all means, put it in the chat and we'll do that as well. So without further ado, hope you all are doing well. I'm going to add this here. This is my BatchLeads. Okay. If you don't have BatchLeads at the moment, in the description, there is a link in there to be able to sign up, get your free trial. It is an affiliate link, just to let you know. But either way, you get the same price, and I'd love to have you on. So why don't we head on over there, and the first thing is you can see where the counties you can look up. So we'll just go with, say, Wayne County, which is the Detroit area at the moment. So everything, we have 804,000 properties here. We need to whittle this down. And if you go to the filter, there are different ways you can build your list manually, or there's some quick filters here. Okay, some quick filters, like if you just want like an absentee owner. Okay, now you can also stack these. All right, as you do that, you can see like, okay, here's the properties that are left after I clicked on that. If I click that off, it's going to update. So go absentee owner and say we want the property to vacant as well. Okay, now we've made it considerably down. We're down to 45,000. Okay. You know what? I want to do out of state owner absentee as well. Now that's gone down to 3,900. And if I was happy with this, I would apply and be able to save that as a brand new list. You know, if I wanted to go back and say, now I wanted to dive further in, say how much equity, these are quick lists here. So let's bring it at, we can go property characteristics. Say I only want a minimum of 3-bedroom. Okay. Then I will put that in there. That's a minimum of 3-bedroom. And so now we only have 1,000 properties left. Okay. Now everything I do, I can go back and change. Okay. Until I get something that I want to call. Now it depends on what you're marketing for. Okay. How many properties you want to go target. If you're looking to cold call, or if you're looking to mail them, or you're looking to text blast, or you're looking anything like that, you want it to be as targeted as possible. So you want to get as niche down as possible. So what I mean by that, this is just in the Wayne County. All right. Now I could do the same thing to Oakland County, Macomb County, and I may get different numbers. So you got to look through all of this, going forward. So like for instance, MLS status, whether it's on market or off. Typically, I want to make sure it's off market. So I'm going to put where it says on market, I'm going to hit no. All right. And so I want to make sure it's off market. Now, because I said off market, all this doesn't really matter because it's not off market. But if you are going on market, you can click yes, and you can click the listing date, days on market. There's a lot of information you can play around with. One thing that I do say is that you can, if you want to test different variables, okay, test what you can, okay. So what I mean by that is after everything you're writing down here, if it say you mark this down and it's off market, it's absentee owner, it's vacant, and you call these 45,000 properties. And out of those 45,000 properties, you're not really getting much of a response. Okay, well, maybe you need to niche it down even further. Now, owner information. Okay, maybe on top of this, I want to see if, the owner wants to, I want the owner to be a little bit older. So let's say 50 years old is a minimum age. Okay. And add that in there. Now there's only 60 properties. Now we've gone super too niche. So I'm going to take that back down. Let me do 40. All right. As soon as I click off, it's going to update. And now I'm at 223. In my opinion, if you're going to cold call and you're calling from a, say you're using a dialer, I would start off, if you're just testing a list, anywhere between 500 to 1,000 to test. Okay. That way you can at least get a good amount of property for data, for your data points, and kind of go from there. If you're looking, if you found out that this does work, now what you do is you take this list, go through this county, go through the other counties, go, so on and so forth, but using the same criteria. Okay. So let's bring it down to 30 years old. And that is 40 properties found. But I'm going to take this down to just bring it, erase that. And then we have, that's ownership that we were just on. Then you have lien and bankruptcy. Okay. So you can go from the bankruptcy date. Okay. A minimum tax delinquent year. So this would be tax delinquent from 2022. That's a minimum. And that's 0 properties. So that was, all right, let's go back here. That was not good. All right. So you kind of go around and you play with this as you go with valuation and equity. You can do a minimum amount of estimated value. Say I only want to work with properties that have a minimum value of $100,000. Okay. So $100,000. All right. So that brought that down tenfold because in Wayne County, there's only so many that have a minimum value, but you got 4,518. All right. And say out of that, I want to be the estimated equity that left in the house. Say I want at least 30%. Okay, that brings it down to 4,000. Let's go up to 40%. That's a minimum. All right, we got a few off. All right. Then it has a loan to value. If you have a loan to value, say the minimum is in percentage, we can do, say a minimum loan to value percentage will be 30%. Oh, wow, that brought that down. So a lot of these might only have are paid in cash. So and so you don't have that. So this is a loan to value. This is assessed value as well. So assessed value is the assessed value from the county or the city. And usually, say if a property is worth $100,000, the assessed value is more than likely worth about 50,000. Okay, so things like that. We can do mortgage info if you wanted to make sure that they were here. If you wanted free and clear, so let's see how many we got to upgrade. In order to see that, I got to upgrade my plan. I'm not doing that. All right. So there will be some things in here that you have to upgrade your plan, and I ain't dealing with that. I'm looking to go with the cheapest right now. Cash buyers. So you can look up to see if there's any cash buyers in here. Okay, so 4 of them were cash buyers. Let's see. We're going to go with any. All right. And then on here, we're going to go demographics. So we can say, okay, is it a male? Is it a female? Is it a renter? Is it an owner? So the household occupant, whether they're a renter or an owner. Okay, so let's see if I do a renter. That brings it down to like 387 right there. All right. And if you ever forget on what you've stacked and what you've added up, this is the applied filters. And you can always say I wanted to get rid of this 40% equity. I can just hit that dash right next to it, and it'll disappear. Okay. Now you can see that brought the property back up to 436. And now you can know that these are all renters that are at least living in the property. Household size, minimum age, so on and so forth, whether it's a smoker, children, millionaire, so on and so forth, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to owner and renter, and then if I wanted to get rid of that, I'm going to absentee owner. And so we will. There we go. Okay, so I didn't show that in here. We're going to reset that and go back to quick filter. So we'll go absentee owner, property vacant. Go back to, let's see, this is corporate owned. If we wanted corporate owned, we can add that in. But I don't really want that. We're going to do MLS status, which is going to be no. Go back to that. And ownership info, valuation. Here we go. So estimated equity is going to be, let's do 40%. Brings it down to 16,000. And mortgage info, let's see here. property characteristics, and here we go, ownership info. So years of ownership, I want to do, say, 10 years of ownership, okay? Because if they're a tired landlord or anything like that, then this will help me out. And 2,400 is a decent number, okay? Now, again, anybody out there watching, if you are watching, whether it's on YouTube or the Facebook app, feel free to ask your questions as as we go. I'm not the best speaker out here, by the way. I do better interviewing somebody. So I hope you guys can understand that. On here, like, they even have pre-foreclosures. I've actually been testing this myself. If you go to my YouTube page, if you're watching from YouTube, I have a live cold calling that I did a pre-foreclosure list in Oakland County. So you can go to the different points of contact, whether it be in the notice of sale, notice of default, les pendants, notice of trustees sale, and active auction, as well as you can exclude foreclosures if that's something you want to do as well. So say you don't want nothing to do with foreclosure homes and you want to just exclude them, you can. So let's see what this does. If we exclude them, it does nothing to our list by any means. So let's go with back to all. Hold on. So then if the lien, if we wanted to do a tax delinquent lien, say, tax delinquent year of a minimum of 2020. Let's try that. 0 properties found. All right. So you play with this and to see how things go. And so since that is not coming up, then I am taking that off. And then what I can do is I can even save the search as well. So if I want to, let's say I save this search and I wanted to call it, let's say this test search, call it whatever we want. We can create a quick filter based off of this. And please enter, okay. Test search 1. All right. So now what we can do is we're going to hit apply, and then all of that will come out here. So now we got the 24.0, and we can go to select all, or select just the visible. Say I wanted to do Oakland County. And if I don't clear the search, okay, then it will keep those same filters. And say I did Oakland County with everything that I just searched that I used, it's going to keep using the same search filter. So if I go back to the search filters, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go reset. And let's go to quick filter. Let's see. All right, tired landlords. And let's see if it saved my search. And it doesn't look like it did. Unless I am blind as a bat. Okay, so it doesn't look like it did at the moment. All right. So let's do this. We'll go back to filters and, oh, here you go, test search. Okay, so it brought up this. Now we can get rid of the location. There we go. Okay, so if I wanted to recall that test search, the first one is here, and then let's see here, see if we can do the quick filter. It doesn't show up here, but it shows up here. Okay, so if you do that and then you just get rid of, say, the location, all right, you hit apply. Now you can type in a new location and you hit apply. All right. So heading back over here, does anybody have any questions that is watching right now? Whether you're from YouTube or the Facebook group, put them in the chat and let me know. Let me know if there's a specific area that you're looking to look up, and then we can kind of go from there. So this is how you do a search, and you do it by a targeted search. Okay. And the reason why I say that a targeted search is because you want to get as niche down as you want. You want as many pain points as possible. Tire landlord, or foreclosure, or if you're not in a foreclosure, then at least it's a renter or an out-of-state owner, things of that nature. Maybe they have a tax lien, or there's a water lien, or anything like that. So 100% do as much of this as possible, okay, as you go. So now what I'm going to do is actually say I'm going to go into, all right, I did in Oakland County. There's, for that search criteria that we did, there's 702. Let's open up just one. We're going to do details. Okay. And so we have, these are possible pictures that were prior when it was up listed for sale. So whatever pictures they can find, they'll find. If I wanted to skip trace this right now, I can hit the skip trace and pay for whatever I want there. If I just wanted to do one individual property, I can. If I wanted to do comparables, this is where I would do the comparables. I can come in here and I can say draw a circle around the area of where I want it to take it from. I can also come in here and say within the last 12 months, I can bring it down to just being active, pending, or sold. Okay. Built within the last 10 years. We can say ignore bedrooms, or say this is a 4-bedroom and 3 bath. So we want to look at everything that is a 4-bedroom. Okay. And then ignore pool. Again, you can set all of these as you go, and then all your properties are listed down here below. So what you can do is you can actually say, hit the thumbs up, question, or thumbs down. Okay. So having the thumbs up means that's a good comp, and it'll add it to your estimated value. All right. Say I go through here, this brings it up into a new tab. Okay. You didn't see that because I only have the tab being shared. So, but if I click on this, it'll open up in a new tab, And I can research that property a little bit deeper just to see if it was maybe a flip that did it, or if there's any photos that was on there or anything like that. So, with that being said, we can also export all these comps to an Excel spreadsheet. We can also export the comps to a PDF and email these comps to a PDF. This is the export the comps to a PDF is actually what I would actually do for, say, I have a potential buyer and they're like, well, what comps did you come up with? Well, I'll select the ones that I want and I will export that to a PDF. I'll send it straight over to the buyer and say, this is my thoughts. If you have any, if I'm wrong here, please let me know. Okay. I'm happy to look at that and go from there. Now I'm going to get out of this because I don't really want to show the address too much, as much as possible. But say I can just type in county. So like say Macomb County is another county, and it will apply the same filters that I had. So now with Macomb County, you can see all of these. This is a rough idea of the searches that you came across with the results. Okay. Now with that being said, I deal with the Tri-County. There's Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne County here. You can also go over to Livingston County, Genesee County. Genesee County is more north up towards Flint area. You can do this in your home state as well, wherever you are. And right now, BatchLeads, they extended their 4th of July. If you pay for the year all up front, then you save like 40%. So, keep that in mind. Click on the link below and, check it out. It helps support the channel. So, at the moment, if you wanted to do multifamily, okay, if you want to do, property characteristics, okay, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, building area, square footage, number of units right here. Okay. Say I wanted to do a minimum of 3. Okay. Well, with that Macomb County and everything else search, now there's only 15 properties, but hey, now I just got super niched down. All right. So let's look at those 15 properties real quick, and see, okay, so these are multifamilies. You can do a great custom multifamily list here. So everything is up to you on how you want to filter this down. But in my opinion, you just got to get as niched down as possible. We'll take down that number of units. So on here, like say I just did the location and I wanted to choose a new location. Let's go Livingston County. All right, we got to hit search in order for it to apply. Now in Livingston County, I only found 125 that met that criteria for what we were searching. Okay. With that, let's go with Genesee County. And I'm just doing these by counties. Another thing you can do is if you niche down and say there's only like 100 or so on one, you can save that. What you do is you would select all, say this is Genesee County. We're going to select all of these. Okay. And then we're going to hit save. All right. Now these are agents. You can save agents if you wanted to do agent outreach or anything like that, but we're going to do save properties. We're going to do that. And then we're going to select a list, what we want. And I'm just going to hit add. Okay. Genesee County. What I like to do Let's see here. What I like to do is I like to write down what my filters were. So let me go back and we're going to write down what we did. All right. So we're going to do, see, all right, vacant. No. So is the property vacant? Let's get that out because I actually want to. Yeah. All right. So we have see property characteristics. All right. So we had this here, created corporate. Okay. So let's do out of state owner. Okay. Nope. All right. So let's do this here. Okay. So this is vacant is yes, because we see that here. MLS is no. We're going to go over 10 years owned. And estimated equity is 40%. And then absentee owner. All right. So now that we did that, we're going to go back to here. We got everything selected still. We're going to hit save. Going to go back through here. We're going to hit add. We're going to create a name. And so I just like to do abbreviations. Okay. So vacant, then apostrophe or a comma, MLS, no, then go comma, and then we're going to go over 10-year owned. There we go. And then 40% EQ for equity and absentee owner. Okay. Now, if I wanted to stick with the county, I can do that. But the reason why I'm not putting the county name in here is because say I wanted to do this here, I hit save. Okay. Now it's giving me a chance to either save the agents. We can skip trace it. I want to say, nope, I'm going to exit back out of this. Now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go back into Oakland County. Hit search, go back into that same here. Now I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to hit save, save the properties, and we're going to do the drop down menu to the one that we just created. We're going to hit save. So now that I have Oakland County, I have Genesee County. Well, maybe, you know what? Let me do Macomb County as well. Okay, so there's only 430. That's okay because we have all the others as well. We're going to go to save. We're going to pick that list that we created. We're going to hit save. We're going to skip that there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my lists. And by the drop-down menu, I'm going to select the one that I wanted here. And at the, let's see here, you can see that there's, out of all three of those counties that we did, there's a total of 1,783. Now what I could do is we're going to select all. And from here, I can actually skip trace this. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go action and we can go to skip trace. Or if you didn't want to skip trace straight through batch leads, you can just export to an Excel spreadsheet and you can use another skip tracing service, or you can skip trace it yourself. If you skip trace it through batch leads here, then I think it's only like 14 cents per lead. Okay. You can also, if you use batch dialer or batch services, you can add it to a campaign where you can actually do a mailing list through here. You can also add it to your batch dialer if you have a batch dialer. Okay. So you can, I believe they also, through the batch dialer, they have texting campaigns, things like that. So, by all means, see what you can do. And it's all about playing with everything. All right. The CEO from YouTube here says, "Hey, Randy, just stopping by to say happy holidays. Thanks for all the videos you've been making. Appreciate all the help, man. Sorry, brother. You on IG with the Detroit full gut." So, most definitely, thank you for at least leaving a comment. Love it. And Sarah, thank you. Merry Christmas. No problem. Merry Christmas to everybody. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you don't, happy holidays. And, if you don't celebrate anything during this time, then by all means, have fun and eat lots of food. And, so that's really all I got to say about that. So, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. So, with all of that being said, it's like the batch leads is very easy to use once you get in there and start playing with it. Okay. You can do save filters. You can add things as you go. Keep in mind that data, if you download something, don't grab a list and then wait a month to do something with it. Okay. When I grabbed that pre-foreclosure list off of here, I grabbed it and I immediately put it in my dialer and I started calling within a day or two. Okay. I actually recorded that. So if you haven't seen the recording of that on my YouTube channel, go check that out. If anybody does have any questions, put them in the chat, specifically to batch leads or anything else. I'm happy to answer them. If you want to come on here and answer your question in the, if you want to come in here and ask your question in the top, then, let me know. I will put, if you don't see the link, the StreamYard link to click, then I will add it in there. Just like either raise your hand or say, "Hey, I want to come on and ask a question," something like that. If I don't get too many questions, then we'll probably just end it a little early today. But my plan right now is I'm doing an episode on next Monday because I'm going to Florida the weekend of the 14th. So I'm actually surprising my mother. Luckily, she doesn't watch this, so it's okay. Surprising my mother that, all her kids are going to be together. So she's going there to visit my niece, nephew, and my brother. So I can't wait to see both of them, all of them. And, I miss my niece and nephew. They moved down to Florida. So with that being said, I'm only going for a long weekend, but that Monday when we're supposed to be on here, I'll be literally in the air flying back. So with that being said, I'm going to have an episode next week on Monday, and we're working on having Emma from Detroit Title coming on. Once everything's confirmed, you will see flyer out, and we will have the upcoming episode on the YouTube channel as well. So come check us out. If you are interested in batch leads, okay, so keep in mind, this is the dashboard as well. I wanted to show you this real quick. This shows like, okay, how many, the total properties in your chart, okay, for the list count, total properties, vacant, opted out, so on and so forth. Total skip trace, like how many I actually skip traced versus how many I actually have in the list. So we just added a bunch in the list. I have a couple other lists in there too. This list here that I did, it was the pre-foreclosure list. Again, see how low that is. It's 838. It's to test it. Okay. You don't ever want to go all in and say, do like 3,000 skip trace and on a list that you don't know whether that's going to perform or not. Okay. So you always want to test in small batches so that you can, once you scale up, you can hopefully get some better results. So if you're not doing that, then do that. Anybody have any questions about scaling or anything like that? I'm happy to answer them. I'm an open book. I'm also excited that we are starting the program for the coaching program this Saturday. The people that I've contacted that have gotten accepted into that program have been contacted, and they know what time it is, what time it starts. So I'm happy, and you will be seeing more content of that coming out. So I'm really trying to get everything together where it is, I'm putting out as much value as possible. So let's see. The CEO, did I hear the Deal Machine unveiled a free skip tracing last week for Black Friday plan? Their plan was $750 last week, and now it's $1,500. Holy crap. I did not hear that. That is remarkable. Also, since you brought up Deal Machine, one thing I wanted to let you know is when you have this, you have a Driving for Dollars app, right? If you download the app, included in your monthly fee, you can do a Driving for Dollars and add it straight to a list as you go. So I did a small section, okay, just to see it, test it, how it works, things like that. So there was a total of like 13 properties I saved. I didn't go for very long, as you can see, but I was just testing it to see. And you can also do reports and so on and so forth. This is without the Black Friday sale, just normal pricing. This is $100 a month. Okay. And you get so much value for this. One thing that I really like to do is I also like to, I use this for comping a lot. Okay. If I don't use this for comping, like how else am I, if I don't have access to MLS, how else am I going to do this? Well, I'm relying on Redfin, I'm relying on Zillow, I'm relying on all of those free places. And there's a way to do that. You can, but this makes it so much easier. And it gives me a lot of access where I can actually, especially for Detroit properties. Detroit is neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block. And for comping in that area, it's really hard. So if you are comping in Detroit, you have to use something like this or Propstream, either one. I have both links in the description by all means, because I've used both of these and I like both of them. Okay. The reason why I like BatchLeads a little bit more is because they actually have everything all in one. Okay. As far as if I wanted to get a dialer and I wanted to use this as well, like everything can be all in cusp, all of them in one. And, it helps that way. So with that being said, I think we're at a good time to stop unless anybody else has any questions. Please let me know. put them in the chat real quick. If you're watching the replay and you have questions and you want to put them in the chat, put them in the chat. I will answer them. Okay. Even after the fact, so, with that being said, I thank you for everyone who did show up and who is watching, who did ask questions, things like that. And I'm happy to, work with anybody who wants to. So I did get one question here. This is actually from Jojo Zepp from the Facebook group. He said, looking for a property in Warren, Sterling Heights, Troy, Royal Oak, and Madison Heights. Nothing west of Maine, nothing east of Shaner, south of 11 Mile. Do you have any leads for something like that? So the good thing about this is, the good thing about this right now is, what? I can actually go through here and I can do my search. Let's see, where is this? I can draw my boundaries, I believe. Okay. No, that is not what I was looking for here. Property search. Oh, here we go. So I can draw my boundaries and I can make it a circle. I can make it a square. I can make it a triangle. So say I wanted, all right, let's see here. Say I wanted to go from here and I just did not want anything west of Woodward here. Go up to 14. And then I wanted to go all the way over to, say, Van Dyke, come back down, and let's see here. This is, and I'm clicking at these different points to hold it. This is 696, by the way, if you know this area. And I click on there. Now my entire search is going to be in all the filters that I just applied. So if I go in here, let's see, testing search, hit apply. I do not know why that came up. Filters. Okay. There we go. But I can create, what I can do is I can create the boundaries is exactly what I just told you. All right. Boom, boom. It's just, I'm just doing it quick and dirty. There we go. So now based on the filter that I had, okay. Oh, you can't see my screen. Ah, all right. All right. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Anyways, so with that being said, thank you, Jojo, for telling me you couldn't see my screen. I totally forgot about that. I didn't add it in. So now I can draw these boundaries in here. All right. And any of these filters that I had are going to apply. Okay. And now I'll be able to go in here. Now, if I wanted to hit clear that search, okay, I can come back. And if I wanted to draw a new area, all right, let's go with boom, 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 just like that. And you can see here I have 11,000 properties, but I have no filters applied. That's why that there's so many. Now I can start applying my filters and I can see exactly what I'm looking for. Like I said, the more pain point that you have, the better. Okay. So, you know, Jojo, does that actually, does that help you at all? Let me know in the chat real quick. And Andrew, thank you. I know you said you need to jump off, but thank you for even joining. I appreciate it. So, you know, I hope everyone is talking and to each other, and let's all do deals together. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Now you can take those different areas, and what I would do is, if they're in blocks of sections that you were looking at, you can draw around there and then say you have one section over here, one section over here. Now you make one list that has all that criteria and just go to each section and add them all to that one list. Now you can skip trace that list and so on and so forth. Okay. So, yeah. So glad you told us on Pace and Gmail, Brent Daniels chat, that we were going live a couple weeks ago. Oh my God. Thank you for even saying that. I'm trying to get this to as many people as possible. Thanks to the CEO. I appreciate it. And Jojo, thank you. No problem. Thank you for asking the question. And I really hope that helped. So with that being said, thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to have the outro here. And we're going to hope everyone has a great holiday. I'll see you on Monday. And
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room.